Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of CreativiTEA. And I'm here with an amazing personality, a beautiful diva. Stop. Stop. Someone I love so much. Aww. All right, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the superstar, Jenni Frank.
Thank you, Stop. I'm blushing. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming, Jenni.
I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me here. And you look absolutely amazing.
You too, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
So how have you been?
Fine. Lagos is Lagos, but I've been good.
But you barely stay in Lagos now. Today you are here, tomorrow you are in another country.
Hey!
Yes. I see your videos now.
We thank God though.
Okay, so let's start from the basics, right?
Okay.
So give us a brief background about Jenni Frank.
About Jenni Frank as a brand or Jennifer?
Jenni Frank as a human being first. Where were you born?
Okay,
what did you study?
Ooh. I was born and brought up in Onitsha, Anambra State.
Interesting.
Yes, and I come from a family of 5. Yeah, I'm the 3rd child, but I'm the first daughter. Ada, as the Igbo people call
like
it.
Like me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I graduated from Covenant University where I studied Industrial Relation and Human Resource Management.
Okay.
That's literally like 2-in-1 course. I'm a content creator, influencer, actress, and entrepreneur.
Okay. So when did you come to Lagos first?
2021.
After your school, right?
Yes, during my NYSC, because my NYSC was in Lagos State, and I served at Trace TV for like a year. So after that, I stayed back in Lagos because what I'm doing, I need to be in Lagos.
So are you saying that you already started content before your NYSC?
Yeah.
Oh, you started content before then?
Before then.
How are you doing the content?
I actually started shooting when TikTok was Musical.ly.
Okay.
Back then, because TikTok was Musical.ly back then, I think that should be my 100 level. 100 200 level. Yeah. And it was just content for me. It was just another way of expressing myself because I've always loved anything that involves entertainment.
Okay.
Until 2020 when the whole Slowmo thing got out there. And then I think it was the same 2020 that I went for my camp at Oyo State. I was in Lagos Copper, but my camp was at Oyo State. And then 2021 I came to do my PPA in Lagos at Trace TV, and then after my 1 year I stayed back.
Interesting. So did you ever plan on being this popular?
I know this sounds weird, but I knew I was gonna be popular.
It doesn't sound weird.
I knew I was going to be popular because I've always loved everything that involves entertainment. And for some reason, any space I find myself in, I just become popular even without trying.
Interesting.
And I've seen this happen in my nursery school, in my primary school, in my secondary school. I'm just popular for one. Now, the funny thing is that it can be for different things.
Okay.
In my nursery school, I was popular for dancing.
Okay.
In my secondary school, I was popular for dancing and singing. Hey, I used to see myself that I can sing. Then I even recorded song in the studio, but not anymore.
Don't worry, we have plenty.
And then in uni, I was popular for dancing and creating content too, and acting. So that was also part of it. And then outside uni, this is me.
So when you were studying in the university, you knew in your mind, that you were not going to work with your results. That you were going to come out and do content, right?
The funny thing is that the course I studied, I can use it anywhere, anytime. At the end of the day, I'm an entrepreneur. I need to manage the human resource or the talents or the people that are working under me. So it's literally just me applying what I studied into my business.
Okay. But what I mean is that you knew that you were not going to come out from school and go get a job.
True.
Right?
I've always said that.
How did your parents feel about that?
Actually, I've always... My parents already know right from time that I've always wanted to be that independent lady. But they just didn't know that I was going to be content.
Okay.
At first, I was doing the whole content thing. They felt like, oh, she's just being Jennifer. Because I've always loved dancing, jumping around in front of the camera, at home, outside the house. So to them, it was just me being me, but they didn't know it was gonna get this serious.
They didn't pressure you like anything, like go and get a job, all those.
My dad is a businessman. At some point, he was saying it, but it wasn't coming from a bad place. It was just coming from a genuinely concerned father. Do you understand? So I mean, he was saying at some point that Jennifer, you need to go and get a job. Or content creating is not. I'm the daddy, I know, but for now, the pressure is a lot on me. Let me just take my time. And he understood. He's a very understanding person.
So they just let you do content.
Yes.
So, but how were you getting money to fund your content at that point in time? Or then it didn't require so much money, right? It was just dance.
As of then, did it require so much money? Not really, but I knew I needed money to get a ring light as of when I started, because before I would just use my iPad, because I was using a Samsung phone, right? But in Covenant University, we don't use phones. Do you understand? So you're just allowed with iPods, iPads, and laptops. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Without SIM too. But I mean, the school gives us free Wi-Fi. Yeah. So then I didn't have a ring light. I would just place my iPad in front of this thing with a good sunlight to record my videos and all.
Yeah.
So I knew thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I knew I needed ring light, so I started saving up for it. And for some reason I don't know why I didn't ask my dad for it or my mom for it.
Because your dad is obviously well to do, right?
Yeah, I just thinking about it now. I'm wondering why I didn't even ask. But I just knew I was saving my this thing every month. I kept saving to be able to afford the ring light. And when I did that, for some reason the whole family, they were happy for me. Because I kept making noise about it. I'm like, I got my first ring light.
Hey, that's amazing. It just shows that you really wanted to be independent from a very
young
early,
age. Yeah.
young age. That's good.
Yeah.
So how did the Slowmo thing happen? Because I think that was when that was what catapulted you to fame, right?
Yeah. Okay, actually before the Slowmo, I think I was already kind of popular on TikTok. I think as of then I already had like 400,000 followers on TikTok.
Okay.
But I wasn't just popular on Instagram and other social media platforms. Do you understand? But it was just the Slowmo thing. Like I remember that day I was going for a friend's wedding. I was part of the Ashwebi. And I had already done the single and searching video before. And I already posted it on TikTok. And then somebody commented that I should do it more with an African attire or some traditional attire. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm wearing Ashwebi. What's the difference? It still gives that African vibe.
Yeah.
And I did it. But Slowmo was never really my thing. That's what a lot of people don't know. I prefer transition. I was doing more of transition and acting and dancing to Slowmo. I'm like, okay, let me just, do it. I just did it randomly and then I posted and then I went for my friend's wedding. So before then, I already knew that I have a very strong, convincing spirit. I already knew that I was going to be big. I just didn't know how. So when it happened, I was like, oh, wow. So it's like this.
Okay, so just walk us through it. So you posted the video.
Yeah, I posted the
and
video.
got a lot of views, right? And what happened after that?
Brands still reaching out. People still reaching out. Oh, I love your content. Oh, I want to work with you. Lots of people that I even looked up to growing up. So at that point, it was just overwhelming. But I took things slowly.
That shows what the power of social media. Just one content changed her life. So one content can also change your life. But the truth of the matter is, even though she knew she was going to be big, she did not know what content was going to do it, right?
True.
You didn't know.
Yeah.
You just kept showing up, and then it just eventually happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
Emphasis on that showing up.
Yes. So do you think people refer to you as a TikTok influencer?
Some people do, but I'm not just a TikTok influencer. I mean, some people do because obviously,
that's where
and I understand that, but I'm not just a TikTok influencer. But I understand when people refer to me as just a TikToker or a TikTok influencer.
Okay. Do you know that I wonder, because I know that I've heard, maybe you can correct me now, but I've heard that TikTok influencers usually don't make a lot of money from brands, but you seem to be a little bit different. The minute you blew up with that stuff, you said it yourself, brands started reaching out to you. Meanwhile, a lot of them have been struggling to have brands contact them. Even with their followers and their views and everything, they still don't have brands. They have to rely on lion.
Oh my God, this killed me. I'm sorry for laughing like this. Why is it when she said it?
They have to rely on, flowers and all of that and gifts and that. So what's the difference between you and them?
Okay, firstly, I would say that everybody there is doing so well for themselves. Every TikTok I see out there, I mean, it's not easy, and just because of it's my time doesn't mean that it's happening to me now doesn't mean that it can't happen to any other person
Of
later.
course,
Do you
of
understand?
course.
So, but if it's something I know, I'm very, very intentional about my brand.
Mm.
I'm very intentional. I feel like everything is boils down to packaging. I'm very
Mm.
intentional about my brand. I'm very, very intentional about the things I put out, how I carry myself too. At
Mm.
the end of the day, I know that the internet never forgets.
Yeah.
So I'm very intentional, and I know that this is the mistake that a lot of people make. They just put out a lot of things, forgetting that the internet never forgets. They would always bring back something that you've posted before. So I was extremely intentional about my brand, and then I had very intentional people around me. When I mean people, I mean my parents, family. So even as of then, I didn't even have a manager when I blew up, but my mom was there, my father was there. They were like, Jennifer, do this like this, do this like that. So I had people that were genuinely concerned for me and that would genuinely put me through. Do you understand? Yeah.
Okay, I think it all makes sense now because you said something, you were genuinely intentional
About my
about what you're putting out there. And I think maybe that's what they are missing. Because
Missing.
for some TikTok people, they still don't understand that as something as little as how you carry
Carry
yourself
yourself.
can
It
just make
matters.
brands just like you or
No,
dislike you.
true. It matters a lot.
It matters a
It
lot.
matters a
Little
lot.
things, courage, even how you present your videos self matters a lot. Do you think brands, because I keep hearing people saying, as far as you blow, right, brands will come for you. Do you think that's true, or you feel like you need to have quality content before brands can work with you?
To be sincere, in with the way things are going, brands will always reach out. But which type of brand will reach out at the end of the day? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Which type of brand will reach out for you? Let's not lie. A lot of professional brands, they before they work with somebody, they have to look at the person very well, go through the person's history before working with this person, because at the end of the day, if they're working with you, you're indirectly representing their brand. So I know that they are very intentional about that. So
The other brands you won't work with?
I won't lie, yes, because I know I've rejected a couple of them.
Why?
I just don't see, I actually don't see my brand in that light yet, because I'm very intentional about the way my audience perceive me or the way they see me. Do you understand? So I wouldn't also want to put out something that would jeopardize that.
So you feel like some brands will jeopardize it? Yeah?
Some brands actually. So I've actually declined some brands before.
Cool. So how do you stay relevant? Because
Consistency.
you've been there since the slow-mo thing,
Slow
or
mo
before
trend.
the slow-mo thing, and you've been there till now, and you're still growing strong.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, you say consistency as if it's just about showing up. Is it just about showing up?
I mean, it's about yes, it's about showing up, but you need to add creativity to it and value to it. Do you understand? I know sometimes it looks like you're doing the same thing over and over again, but
Especially for people like,
Tik-
TikTok,
TikTok,
people
yeah,
in TikTok. It almost feels like you're doing the same
dancing
thing.
all the time. I understand,
Yes.
but you can actually tell a story by dancing and acting in it. I don't know if you understand me.
Yeah.
I feel like the creativity and the value that you bring, because for me, I love storytelling. If I decide to go all out for a content, there has to be a story behind it, and I feel like that's also one of the reasons some brands reach out, because they always tell me that I love the fact that want you to tell a story, and then infuse the whole brand into it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I feel like consistency is very important. I know you guys hate it all the time, but it's very, very important. You always have to keep showing up, and sometimes it looks like you're doing the same thing over and over again, and things are just not going as planned. But let's not lie, people are watching. They might not like, they might not comment, they might not say anything, but they are watching. I'm shocked, because there was a day I stepped out for an event, and then I saw some like A-list people in the industry,
Yeah.
and then this man, growing up, I've always known him.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I've always, and then he was telling me my contents. He has never liked my content. He has never commented before, but he was telling me my contents back to back. I'm like, wow. This will show that people are literally watching. Do you understand? Even though they don't comment, they don't like, but they are watching. And then you don't know who is recommending you to who. You don't need to comment for you to know. So just keep doing your thing, keep posting, keep creativity too. Make your content unique. It's not just about posting.
So who are you looking up to in the industry?
In the industry, when it comes to the acting industry, I would say Auntie Funke Akindele. I love how she does her things. Like, you can tell the passion that comes with it. I look up to her when it comes to that part. I'm not an artist, so I don't know, but I know I admire some artists in the industry. People like, I love the video, actually. I love there's this vibe and energy that comes with his songs. I love Burna Boy songs too. And then I love Adekunle Gold. I love songs. I listen to songs every day, so I love a lot of songs. As long as I vibe with it, I'm good with it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then which other part of the industry? I think that's it for now for me.
So for you feel like if somebody wants to classify you, it seems like you wouldn't want to classify yourself as a dancer.
No.
How would you classify yourself?
As a content creator, I can dance, I can act, I can.
And you're venturing into the movie industry now, right? So tell us a bit about that and your plans for the future.
God help me, because I know my dreams are so big in my head, but I mean, I stay acting. I've always wanted to produce my own movies and direct my own movies, right?
Interesting.
But I mean, slow and steady. I decided to start by acting. I always also love acting. Do you understand? So I decided to venture more into acting, to like experience some things on set and see how things go and learn from people. And I've been in like 3 movies this year, and what I have learned, I actually can't wait. Although it's stressful, I won't lie, from what I've seen, but I can't wait. And you guys should just pray and watch out for my movies. By God's grace.
So what would you say about what's your impression of the Nollywood industry presently, now that you're going into the industry? What's your impression about it, and what would you like to change?
Ooh. Hey. Firstly, the Nollywood industry, I must applaud them. Like, they are going way out. Like, they are going all out compared to the Nollywood I knew growing up. Do you understand? Like, now you can tell and you can see that Nigerians, we are very talented. We are very talented. And now, knowing that, okay, we are going all out, both budget-wise, down to the very simple details, I must applaud them for it. Like, it's very inspiring. Because going on set, I'm like, this is really, really inspiring. And, what would I love to change? This is a tough question. I just feel like there are lots of talented actors there, so they should be given a chance too. There are lots of talented upcoming actors that are not given chances. They just feel like, oh, because this person is not a popular face, we can't use this person, our movie no go blow up or something. I feel like they should pay attention. There are lots of talented upcoming actors that when they act, you'll be like, whoo. I feel like they should be given a chance.
Do you think, obviously you've answered my question, but I'm still going to ask it. See how you blew up from TikTok, you're popular, and before you know it, you're already in the Hollywood industry. It's so easy for you because you're popular, right? It was easy.
Was it? Ooh, okay,
Getting a role.
It depends on what your definition of easy. It depends on your definition of easy, because I've heard that before. And then there's a stereotype that content creators are no good actors.
Oh, okay.
I've heard that a lot. So I wouldn't say it was easy for me. I mean, I still auditioned for it. I still went for my audition. I still went for my screen tests. I still did everything that every other actor there did. So.
Oh, no, but it was easier because at least you
of my platform.
Yes, opportunity. So what advice would you give to, because you said something now, a lot of talented people out there, they're not getting opportunities to be able to shine, right? So what would you advise them?
Keep doing you, not let anybody use your head. Yes, because in the industry, some people would want to milk you. I feel like I fell for it at some point. Just keep doing you. Keep, doing what makes you. Keep putting out monologues for actors though, or actresses. Everything revolves around social media now. And if you don't put it out there, people wouldn't see. People wouldn't know. So I feel like you should. Some people are like, I don't like posting. If you don't post, how would they know? How would they see it?
Yeah.
Do you understand? So just, keep doing you, keep putting it out there. Always be on people's faces. They should see you by fire, by force.
She said somebody tried to milk you. I'm not going to let that
Hey,
slide.
I am not here to mention.
I'm not going to let that slide because somebody can learn from it, right? So tell us about it. Tell us about the experience because I'm sure you must have gone through a lot of
A lot
challenges.
of
It's not
challenges.
all,
Yeah.
glamour and everything. So tell us, what is the problem? What challenges did you go through and how did you conquer them? Yes.
Okay. Whew. Ugh. The truth is that when I blew up, I didn't have anybody to pull me through in the industry. And I was just a naive girl coming from the east to Lagos. And as of then, there was no really popular TikToker. So I didn't even, there was no blueprint to follow. So I just had people from different parts of the industry trying to, like I said, it was overwhelming. So I started to be calm, not let it overwhelm me. And I was very intentional about people I even let in my space at that point in time. But now the problem is that I now let the wrong person into the space. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And I thought this person meant well for me, and it was just the other way around. I wouldn't say it was bad, but I knew that there were lots of things like making money from me, milking from me, pay me way less than I was supposed to get, and all that. And when I realized that it had a whole lot on me, honestly, because I find it hard to trust, but when I trust, I go all out. So knowing that I put it all on this person, it was so bad for me. So I would always tell people, take your time and shine your eyes, because it's a dog eat industry. People would always want to. People are coming for you because they see there's something you have that they want. Do you understand? So they would always come from different angle, different dimension to get that. So just always be intentional, shine your eyes well. Emphasis on shine your eyes well.
Any other challenge?
Challenges, any other challenges?
You seem to have had it so rosy.
No. I'm thinking because I'm the kind of person that I expect life to be life. I not explain it. Anything that comes with it, I might have probably learned from people's experience. So to an extent, I wouldn't say I'm expecting it, but I'm like, if it happens, it's nothing new. Do you understand? So I shouldn't take it to heart that, oh, it's so painful, or I didn't have it rosy or anything. I'm like, okay, it's life. Life has done what it can do. I
Yeah.
move on. Do you understand? So most times I'm not the kind of person that would tell the pity story. That is life. Life will always be life.
Okay, cool. Do you guys have any question? Yes.
Yes. I wanted to ask, what is the difference between like a content creator and then, another creative that has a job of like an actor, and does not do content? What is the difference between those two creative? Is it, would you say it's the same thing, or there's just a difference?
I mean, basically, you're saying the difference between an actor and a content
Content
creator.
creator.
Honestly, the truth is everybody's even a content creator now. Even the artists go, the actors, everybody's literally, because at the end of the day, if you have something that you want to push out to people, you have to become a content creator to be able to push it out to them. Do you understand? But from where he's coming from, a content creator is basically somebody that shoots content, maybe personal content or content for brands to put out on social media to entertain them. You understand? But for the actors, I mean, before social media came about, actors, we always watch them on TV and stuff like that before social media came about. So,
Yeah.
but now I wouldn't want to say that all content creators cannot act or all actors are not content creators. I feel like everything has been infused together, but you can still differentiate the actors from the content creators, because when an actor acts, you feel the emotions and the passion that comes with it. Do you understand? So, but for me, I feel like everybody's a content creator now. Look at Auntie Funke Akindele. When she drops a movie, you see the way she goes all out to put out content.
Yeah.
So, even her bio, she has a content creator there. This will show you that everybody's artists too. When they put out their song, you see the way they go all out. They even reach out to these content creators to create content with them.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, everybody's literally a content creator.
Yeah. I like what you said. Everybody is a content creator. So all actors can be content creators, but not all actors are content creators.
Exactly.
Because I know you said something that there is a stereotype that people think that content creators cannot
Cannot
act.
act, yeah.
But it's the truth, because not serious
True.
acting is different from content creation.
Yeah,
So it's
true.
just for you to realize that, okay, this is what I am good at.
True.
Right? And you can also still learn.
True,
That
because
is the problem. Yes.
because I actually made I think I think acting, my first role, it was a bit dicey for me, because when it comes to content, you know that okay, your content should be like between a minute and a minute 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So whatever emotions or whatever thing you have to express at that point in time, you have to express it within a very short period of time. Do you understand? If you want to act angry, you need to act angry very quick so that people watching knows that you're angry. But when it comes to movies, you have to take your time and show that emotion properly for people watching it to be able to feel it. So I started with content creating. So moving into the movie industry, it was a bit hard for me because sometimes I'm like, I act it so fast. They're like, no, take your time. Take your time. I want to see those emotions. I want to see you angry. I want to see you cry. I want to see. So sometimes it's dicey. It's dicey. You have to be very intentional about it at the end of the day.
No, but you're already conquering it. The first thing is knowing what the problem is,
Yeah.
and just know that, oh, there's a difference between this and this,
Yeah.
and then take your time to, instead
Exactly.
of saying, oh no, I'm so popular, you can't tell me what to do,
Okay.
Sorry, you have another question.
Yeah, sure.
You should bring your chair and come and sit here.
So I just want to know, like, is there a pressure, because we had someone here from TikTok, and I asked the same question. Is there a pressure for content creator to be validated in terms of proving their talents, their real talent, in terms of, oh, I want to prove that I'm an actor? Is that type of pressure? Because I asked the question I asked with the TikTok was, the person is that, can you actually make a content creator a career? Is it a career like for a long time, or is something that you just want to do and then get to something else like acting, or you can actually be a content creator for life?
Forever.
And is there a kind of pressure,
Honestly, I feel like there's a whole lot in what you asked right now. But I'm just going to
Dice it.
Yes, exactly. So, firstly, yes, there's a lot of pressure on content creators because Nigerians, let me even say Nigerians, people's attention span is very short. People get bored easily. Do you understand? So they want something new all the
All
time.
the
So if you keep
time.
repeating the same thing, they're like, oh. And it happened to me when I was in the whole Slowmo thing. They were like, no, only Slowmo is Abi do something else. Do you understand? So that's when creativity comes in. That's when you, in as much as you're showing up, you have to be creative about it. You have to bring something new that would keep people glued to your page. And yes, there's obviously, I mentioned it earlier, there's a stereotype for the fact that content creators or influencers or TikTokers I actually classify everything as the same thing, even though some people hate that, yeah. But there's a stereotype that they can't act. And it's funny that my first movie audition, when I went for it, the person was like that she went on Twitter and she saw that somebody was saying that they should bring TikTokers. Why would they bring TikTokers? And the person didn't know I was there. And when the person looked, the person was like, no, I didn't mean anything bad. I'm like, no, say your mind. It's not that deep. But if it's something I know, anybody that's talented is talented. Do you understand? Irrespective of the fact that you're a TikToker or a content creator and an actor, you can be an actor and somebody on TikTok can act better than you. Do you understand? The person might just need time to develop. Do you understand? And then aside from that, I believe in transition and in growth. Do you understand? For some people, content creating is like a platform for them to actually be who they want to be. Let's look at example of Nasboy.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Nasboy has always wanted to be an artist, even before he became a content creator. He already had songs down. Do you understand? But then, what happened? Content creating blew him up.
Yes.
And he decided to use that as a platform to be able to push out a song. And look at, he's doing so well for himself.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And there are other people like that. There are some people that moved from content creating to movie producers, actors. Do you understand? So I feel like for some people, it's like a platform. For some people, it's a full-time job. But then, with time, they will figure themselves out. So, do you understand? Yeah.
So what's your own plan for the future?
My own plan: directing, movie producing, actress, and business. Business, very important. Igbo woman like me.
You want to be like your dad. So how has it been like trying to navigate life in Lagos compared to Onitsha that you grew up in? It's even hard to come to realization that you actually didn't grow up in Lagos because you don't look like it.
I read that a lot.
Were there any cultural shock when you just moved to Lagos?
I don't call it shock. Like I mentioned earlier, I learned from people's experience, and when people talk around me, I listen. I learned from your experience. So before coming to Lagos, I've heard, if you enter Lagos, you have to shine your eyes. Oh, if they go use you, this one, that one. I've heard so much about the industry. I've seen things happen on social media. So for some reason, it felt like I was prepared
For it.
for it. I don't know how. And yes, Lagos is overwhelming. Lagos, you're always on the go. Lagos wouldn't let you rest. Lagos never sleeps. And I always feel that tension and that pressure. I don't know why. Because whenever I'm in Lagos, I feel like I have to do this, I have to do that. But whenever I'm in Onitsha, whenever I'm at my father's house, I feel at home. I feel calm. I can think, I can strategize. I feel like a child. Do you understand? I feel comfortable. That's my safe space. But with Lagos, you're always on the go. Like there's barely time to rest.
But would you ever reconsider moving back to Onitsha?
No! Oh my God! Don't put me in that spot. I love Onitsha. I love Lagos, but they both have their advantage and disadvantage.
For creatives.
For creatives, no. That's why I left Onitsha in the first place. For creatives, I would. Lagos is the place. Even people in Abuja want to move to Lagos. When it comes
Don't we have like popular content creators in Abuja or in other parts of
I mean,
Nigeria?
they do, but everything that involves entertainment, it is in Lagos. So people move from. I've heard people move from Abuja to Lagos. Because if there are events you need to attend, there are events that brands need to pay for that you need to attend. There are things that you need to do that you know that it has to be in Lagos. The audience from Lagos.
But I think we need to start thinking of how to build in other
states. Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
Yeah. So when that time comes, I'm hoping people like you would help.
I don't mind.
Yes, because if we all do everything in Lagos,
yeah,
it will get to a point. It will just be too much.
True.
Meanwhile, there are other creatives out there in other parts of the country that need help and need platforms. You know, so we just need to start thinking about how to build
outside.
Yes, outside of Lagos, and I think it's happening already. I can see some states like they're really doing a lot.
Even Onitsha safe.
Yes, Onitsha is not like Onitsha that before.
Because when I grew up, someone like me, if I choose content outside, they'll be like, "That Igbo." They'll be like,
yes.
It means this kind of child. What are you doing? Like, if you wake up in the morning, the first thing you're doing is to be shooting in front of the camera. Then before I blew up, content creating wasn't a thing in Onitsha. It wasn't a thing, so it felt like I was even being stupid.
So how did you learn about it? Internet?
Yes, the internet helps, and the school I attended too.
Okay.
Covenant University, because Covenant is like literally a lot of Lagosians are there too.
Yes.
So I learned a lot from people, and then I even used to model then. So I was just, hell, Jennifer, I did a lot, sha. I did a lot, but now on Onitsha, I can see a lot of content creators from there. I even went back to the East, to show my support through social media too, and then I'm like, going out with my mom, I could see a lot of content creators shooting this. Yeah, I'm like, whoa, I'm impressed. But
it's crazy. Do you think it's a good thing? There was a day I was coming out of my street, and then from afar I saw two elderly women, very elderly women, with their native and everything under the sun, and they were just dancing. I thought something was also only for me to, when I got closer and I saw that there was another person recording them, and they were just dancing like seriously under the sun. I mean, I can't even come down under this sun. What are they doing? So it's almost like a pandemic now, like with the content creation thing. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
It depends on how you handle it at the end of the day. Do you understand? How you handle it at the end of the day depends if it's going to be a good or bad thing. Some people overdo it, and let's not lie, things that are overdone too much, it never ends up well. Because even movie production, they still need the sun to shoot. If they need an outside thing, they still need the sun to shoot. Do you understand? So I just feel like at the end of the day, how you do it and things you put out too. I always say the internet. I'm very intentional about that. The internet never forgets. Because I shot a very short movie for TikTok back then for it. Internet never forgets. They will always bring back something you thought that you had forgotten.
Okay.
And they would use it against you.
So when are you buying your Benz now?
God, I beg, God, you're hearing it. God, Chevi, you've heard it though. From my ears to God's mouth.
Because I know that a lot of content creators, they say they're making a lot of money. I don't know how big you are on YouTube, but these are things that I know creatives want to hear. Like, okay, where can I be getting my revenue from? Yeah, so most people I've spoken to will tell you, no, it's YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
Yes. So for you, what would you say is your biggest source of revenue?
Okay, I wouldn't say I'm that big on YouTube. I'm growing there because it's been monetized for like 2 years now.
Okay.
But I'm growing there recently because I've been putting out more. But I know Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok.
But TikTok is not monetized, is it?
on live for Nigerian, not let me not say Nigerian, for African creators, because African creators were not monetized. But when you go live, I mean, your audience or your fans, they gift you.
Do you do that?
I just go live if I want to connect with my fans, not follow for follow, ice cream, lions, and everything. I understand that. I understand where you're coming from, but I just go live when I need to connect with my fans, or if I have something to let them know. I just go there, and then there are people that happen to love me so much, and I love them too.
Great. Yo, you have a question?
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry.
wow.
You talked about how you start up, and there's something that just struck me. Yeah, when she was saying how she started up and everything, you kept on saying she had it easy. She had it easy. I know there's a lot of struggle too as well, but I think you also said something about Nas Boy that struck me. That he used the platform creation to get back to
Music.
Music.
his music. At some point, do you ever wonder why is there a stereotype of how people look at content creators in terms of maybe they got it too easy because of the internet era? Is there a stereotype like that? I mean,
I've heard it a lot that they got it too easy. Even the content creators self, they always even say TikTok herself that they're not. They got it's everywhere. Everybody is just content creators. They got it too easy. Now one video make this person blow. You can't feel like say he has arrived or something. Do you understand? At the end of the day, I believe there's something called grace. Do you understand? No matter how you want to say that somebody got it easy or not, there's something called grace. And when grace is working for somebody, sometimes you can't even tell why.
Why?
You can't even explain it. Do you understand? So I mean, I wouldn't say it's easy for anybody, because at the end of the day, everything about life has its challenges. So everybody's facing his or her own challenges at the end of the day.
do you think it's also as a result of people just OGs, let me just put it that way, thinking that it's because of that platform, because OGs did not have those sort of like platform, and in their own perspective, they had to go through more intense process
Process.
before they got to where they are. Do you think that's another factor to it?
Very possible. Honestly, very, very possible, because I try to put myself in people's shoes sometimes. I'm not saying that is, but it's very, very possible. I try to put myself in people's shoes sometimes and understand the fact that you've been trying something for so long, following like the process, the hard work and everything, and then it takes so long for you to achieve that, and then only for you to turn around and somebody from nowhere get that very quick. I understand how it can feel. At the end of the day, you're a human being. Do you understand? I understand how that can feel, but it doesn't change anything. I believe in this life that overtaking is allowed. I say that all the time. Do you understand? That I say something does not mean that you be the first to get there.
Do you think there's a because you mentioned Funke Akindele, do you think the OGs, there are just some OGs that need to now get into that wave quickly, like Funke Akindele is transitioning to like being a traditional actor, and then now she's a content creator? I mean, is that something that can really help them too as well, like accepting the new ecosystem of how to be a creative?
I say this all the time. If you have the ability to change, to evolve with the world, you don't know what God has done for you, because not everybody knows how to evolve. Like, not everybody knows how to change. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I've even seen that with let me not go down to our grandparents' generation, but let me even go down to our parents' generation.
Yeah.
Let's go to the way they think sometimes, the way they see life. They refuse to evolve, they refuse to change based off on how this generation is already going about
Yes.
things. Do you understand?
Yes.
So if you don't change, the world will move on without you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Everything is happening on social media. You have to be a content creator to sell your stuff.
Yeah.
So if you don't do it, everybody would as well move on.
One more last question.
Oh.
No. I just want to know. Then there's this whole pandemic, like she said, about like how some content creators go overboard in terms of trying to like put their content out there, like people. And it's true that brand will not touch those type of people. But then again, is it like something that could be controlled at this point in terms of how people just go out there because they want to be popular? It's a free platform anyways. People can now be not sensitive about what they are saying. They can be violent about it, they can be too sexual about it, because it is free and they are desperate and they've seen someone like Jenny Frank Blue and they just want to, the desperation is there. Does it now mean that we need a control, we need a balance, like the government is saying now that they want to just try to like what's it
Control
called,
the social
control
media.
and is it necessary at this point?
Yes, it is. It is. Let's not lie, because if you, I mean, a country without law, what happens to it? I don't know how to explain it. You understand? I just feel like it should be curbed too, because the kind of content there are children on the app. So even though I feel like I'm even wondering sometimes why some children at some certain age should be on social media too, but at the end of the day, things you put out too should be considered properly before putting out. And I understand that some people are desperate to like make it quickly, regardless of however they make it. You understand? But me, what I believe about life is that whatever action you take, just be ready for the consequences at the end of the day. Do you understand? So I just feel like, yes, you should actually, even with the whole bullying on social media,
Yeah.
people talking bad about people on social, people going live to insult people, like it's a whole lot. Do you understand? So I feel like it should be curbed, because it's actually going overboard, because you feel like you have followers, you feel like you can insult people, or you can, I feel like that should be curbed, honestly.
As content creator, do you have like a union, content creators?
That I don't know.
Do you think
Okay.
it's a good thing?
Do you think it's necessary for
Necessary.
content creators
Just
to have a union?
Yes, actually they do.
Okay.
There is a union for content creators, yeah.
Okay. Because what he said is actually like a big issue.
Issue.
And I'm happy that we have somebody like Jenny Frank, who's been there since 2020 and she's still there, and she's doing it without any form of controversy. I don't think I've heard anything that, oh, Jenny Frank did this, Jenny Frank did that. And
No,
I
I
know
heard
it must have been, you heard?
Yeah, like
Which one?
there's one point, like one time people said the slow motion was too slow.
Even me, I told them like, from where, when, how?
Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's very, very difficult, and a lot of people get tempted to want to do crazy things. But if you're looking for an inspiration, you have one right here. Yes, I know it's not easy, and I'm sure it gets to you sometimes, like, oh, how do I say creative? How do I? In fact, there was one of your posts I saw. I was like, hey, Jenny Frank is begging. Victoria was like, please like this post.
I'm like, because sometimes if you don't, they won't.
Oh, you see?
Sometimes if you don't, they won't. And about the controversy thing you mentioned, there was a time I was
Have you been
putting
tempted?
to me.
Yes.
No, because maybe because of the kind of background I
You
grew up
have,
from. So
yes.
I'm a very, very intentional person. No, I'm very intentional about where I go. When I go there, people I say, hey God. Sometimes people say I overthink that a lot, but I'm a very, very conscious person. And about the controversy thing you mentioned, there was a day I was scrolling on TikTok, and I stumbled upon somebody. The person was like, that's this Jenny Frank. I've never seen any controversy before, you know. Sometimes she was saying it in pidgin. Sometimes I go her page. I don't go they say anything to use and drag her. I've not seen her post with any man. I've never seen her drink alcohol or smoke. She just mind her business. Like the day we catch something on her page, I used to stand. This will show that people are actually waiting. Hey God, if they find the opportunity to, they will drag you for it. They will drag you for it. But then I did wait. So I made up my mind. I'm prepared for it. Anything that happens.
Yeah, because you can never be too sure, but at least you do your best,
Yeah.
and try as much as possible not to go low.
Low, exactly.
No matter what, especially if you want to keep your brand and work with brands. I am on the brand side, so I know what I'm saying. Because when serious brands are actually looking for creatives, they look for somebody that I hope if I don't sign this person in the next 2 or
days.
3 days,
Yeah, I understand.
she will not come and say this or do this. We look at things like that, and this is one person who has been able to, stay clean. At the end of the day, she's still relevant. So it is possible. If you're looking for a reason, please. It is possible.
Thank you.
Yeah. So do we have any other question before we round it up today?
I'm surprised you don't have any other question, or do you have and you're holding back?
It's been an exciting episode. Thank you so much, Jenny Frank, for coming to share with us today. You look beautiful as always.
Thank you. You too.
Yes. So, guys, please, if you have any questions or comments, or you want anything from Jenny Frank, like advice, I didn't say money. You can leave it in the comments, and we'll definitely attend to it. Okay. So, thank you so much for watching Creativity today. We have a gift for you.
Aw.
Yes, we have a gift for you. Courtesy. I hope you don't mind. Is it okay?
And that's where we're coming from, but yeah, I don't mind.
You don't mind, okay. All right, so we have a gift for you, courtesy of Imperial Nigeria Limited. Yes. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Imperial.
Yeah. And you guys, if you have we're listening to your comments and your interactions. It helps us get better. So, and then if we really, really like it, you can also get a gift as well. So make sure you like, comment, and share. Thank you very much once again. Until we see you again. Bye.
Bye.